Welcome to Linux for the Rest of Us, episode number 79, the show where we cover all kinds of Linux goodness, Linux distributions, applications, news, everything Linux for your enjoyment. And how we do that is we bring the man on the show who brings the Linux goods week after week on a consistent basis, the door-to-door geek, Steve McLaughlin from doortodoorgeek.com. What's up, Door?
Hello, Steve. Nothing much. I took another day off of work, so I rested.
It seems to be a recurring theme.
Well, I'll just say I've been there 16 years, which means now I get leave 6 weeks of vacation a year, a week of PL a year, and 2 weeks of sick a year.
What's PL?
Personal leave, which means I don't have to call up and go, I don't feel good. I'm not coming in. PL time means you can call up and say, look, I'm not coming in. And they basically can't ask why.
That's amazing. Like they're all sitting around going, oh, can't wait for Door to get here. I'm really depending on him today to do the TPS reports. And you just call up and say, I'm not coming in today, and they can't do anything about it?
Nope.
Damn. That's a nice
They can ask me, well, can you telework for a little bit? Can you come in for a little bit? No. I'm going to be unconscious.
Oh, man, that's funny.
Yeah, to be honest, it's like, the geeks stay up late. That's when we get productive, kind of thing.
Yeah.
The 3 to 5 hours of sleep were catching up with me, so I kind of caught up today a little bit.
Nice. You got to sleep.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
Cool. So what do you want to go over today?
Well, first, I just wanted to thank Mark and the guys over at Element OP. I was on a episode of Everyday Linux this past Sunday. I believe it's getting published tomorrow, which would be February 29th. This is a leap year. I had a lot of fun on the cast. I gotta say, talking to them, they opened up my eyes about a couple things because, I get stuck in a rut of talking to the same people kind of thing. So I like talking to new people, it gives me new ideas, new insights on things. But first, you are also on their network once a week now, right, Steve?
Yeah, we have a podcast called The Art of Podcasting, where we talk about all things podcasting. Me, Mark, and James, the tech, James.
Professor.
The Professor, James, yes.
Like Professor Messer.
Yeah, from ProfessorMesser.com. And, and it's a great time. I get to just brain dump about everything podcasting. So if you're interested in podcasting, check it out. Mark's smart. He's getting all these new shows going. Actually, I don't know how new the Linux show's going, but his network's doing great, and it's quality stuff. So definitely give it a listen, a watch over elementop.com.
Yeah, I believe he did like a reboot on the Linux cast less than 3 months ago, I want to say. So it's been there a while, but now he's like rolling out a new thing, a reinvention of it.
Good. That's cool.
And he made the mistake. At the very end, he said, anytime you want to come back on, Door, we have an open door policy. Ha ha ha. And then after we cut off, I said, you should never say that to me.
That's like saying, Door, you could come over for dinner anytime you want.
Right. Anytime you need some bacon, just come on over.
Mark told me he has a forum section about bacon in his forums. I mean, on his Linux show, I told him, does every Linux podcast talk about bacon? I thought it was only us. And now I feel like, I'm a little late to the bacon party.
I'll say bacon is the great, what's the word? Unifier.
Good word.
Unless you're Orthodox Jewish, then it's not.
All right. Let's come back from that nice tasty tangent.
Right. Well, and I'm going to say real quick, this is the basic. The basic is we have to think outside of our own selves once in a while. And this has nothing to do with Linux in reality. Okay. I like how I said Linux reality. Okay. Okay. We are by nature selfish people. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but we always think about ourselves.
No. That is a generalization. I do not fall into that category.
I agree.
And I'm sure
it's a very generalization.
I don't know, maybe a little bit. But that's just, it's not true.
Well, because here's my example to it.
Go ahead.
My mother passed away.
Okay.
I was naturally more sad that I would not see her again than she would not see me. You know what I mean? I had a natural tendency to think more about myself.
Okay.
And when it comes to computers and operating systems, I have a really hard time not thinking how I perceive them. Really hard time.
Okay.
And what I wanted to do was I wanted to just talk a minute about Windows 8 because I can't talk about it anyplace else.
All right.
Okay. A lot of people are saying it's going to fail horribly. I've also said it's horrible. It's stupid. Okay. Here's the kind of logic I came away from everyday Linux. And I can't remember who it was on the show, but they said one line that I didn't write down, and I'm really mad I didn't. That really just got my brain churning. And a day or so later, I stopped and thought, okay, there are people out there, a huge percentage of people out there that don't want to know anything about computers. They're perfectly fine with anytime anything goes wrong, throwing their hands up and saying, I don't know how to do this, and paying someone else to do it, or throwing it away and buying a whole new computer. And they're okay with it. We as techs, we can't comprehend this. How do you not want to know this? How do you not want to know how to do that? What do you mean? It's easily fixable. You know, we have a hard time thinking like them.
Right.
What if Windows 8 is to try to draw as many of those people in to using a computer every day more than having the advance, the power, the long-term person using it?
Right.
And if that's
the Apple way.
Well, and if that's the case, who in the hell am I to judge if Windows 8 is good or not?
Okay. You can judge it on certain merits.
Well, I can, but I cannot lay down the final hammer saying whether or not this is going to be successful, whether or not this is going to be good, because I can't comprehend how those other people think and how they're going to perceive it.
I gotcha.
You know, only time will tell. So I'm not going to say Windows 8 is going to fail horribly, even though my gut says it's going to fail worse than Vista. Maybe it's going to be insanely successful for all those other people.
Yeah. Can't tell.
Yeah.
It's nice of you to alter your thinking a bit. But what did you think about the iPad when that came out? Did you think that was going to be successful or not?
Honestly, I thought because of the hype that came along with it, it was going to be initially successful. I honestly wasn't at all sure it was going to be long-term successful. If at anything, I thought it would fall into a niche and it would just stay there and it would be okay, popular, but not a lot of people would have one.
I gotcha.
And it's everywhere.
Right. The thing is, it fell into so many niches.
Right. Well, it's because of the app-based atmosphere of it.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Same thing with Android. It's not meant to do anything. It's meant to be a gateway for you to do stuff.
Right.
You know, and they've done that well. And I'll say maybe it's the same way when it comes to GNOME 3 and Unity. Both of them I'm not really big fans of, but maybe they don't care about me.
Right.
You know, and I'll say the advantage in my eyes is at least in Linux, I can install a different desktop and roll with it. With Windows 8, you can downgrade to Windows 7. Yeah. But I'll be very interested to see how it unfolds.
Yeah, me too. We'll see how it goes. I mean, if Microsoft is still around after the Vista flop, I don't see how they could fail any worse.
Well, I'll also say, here's one crazy, super quick, crazy thing I was thinking of. What if Microsoft learned from XP in saying, we had that around so long and it didn't change for so long. We got so many people who got accustomed to using it. Why don't we do the same kind of thing with its new interface? Why don't we keep it around as long as we can after this, so people don't have a choice to become used to it?
Right.
And that's how it might happen. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. That's good point.
Right. The next thing I wanted to talk about real quick is a Raspberry Pi thing. I gotta thank Shannon Lee, because my brain's capacity to convert Greenwich Mean Time to Eastern Standard Time apparently is quite inadequate. If you head over to raspberrypi.org, they state there's going to be a major announcement Wednesday, February 29th. So if you're listening live, it's tomorrow. If you're not, it was 5 days ago or so at 600 GMT. I then tried to find a simple website to say, convert this to that. And I did, and I put it in, and it said 11 a.m. is when it's going to go off. Shannon Lee tells me it's going to be 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Tonight or this morning?
Apparently, this morning, 1 a.m. in the morning. So
that would be the 29th.
That would be tonight.
Oh, it's on February 29th. I see. It was posted on the 27th. My bad. I see.
Right.
Yes.
Don't try to do math in your head during the show, Steve.
All right.
I mean,
yes.
So if it is 1 a.m. tonight, I'm going to once again stay up late and go ka-ching.
When you say ka-ching, you mean you're going to buy one?
Oh, absolutely. Cody Cooper hooked me up. He went out of his way. He wants to make sure I get the better model because he wants to make sure that I can play with the more RAM in it and everything else. So it could be going off 1 a.m. tonight. I'm going with Shannon on this. He's obviously a smart guy. Now, the real quick thing I want to say with the Raspberry Pi is, the contest we had, it was a lot of fun, period. A whole lot of fun. In hindsight, I will say we did get one, complaint email, but it was really nice, where he said, you do understand most of the tasks that you are saying are really not enough for the Raspberry Pi. That's more of a Ardor type task. 6 of one, half dozen of another. There's nothing wrong with giving something that's really powerful and easy task to do. I kind of like that because that means I have future availability to open it up and do more.
Okay.
I finally got in touch with Nightwise, and if you don't know who Nightwise is, Belgian podcaster, because I only know one Belgian podcaster, over at nightwise.com. Besides being a super nice guy, period, he does really good casting, video casting, audio casting, all different kinds of casting about anything technology related, whether it's iPhone, Android, Mac, Linux, Windows, whatever. He doesn't care.
Is it N-I-G-H-T or K-N-I-G-H-T?
Thank you. K-N-I-G-H-T.
Okay.
Night. I deem you, sir, Nightwise. Okay, and he did a cast, I want to say it was well over a year ago. I'm not positive now, but it was episode 41, and it was called Narrow Casting. Okay, I highly encourage people to go and get that MP3 file and listen to it, because the whole time he's talking about this dream world where he lives, and there are these computer screens that are around your house that can do these tasks kind of thing. And it was all a dream because he said there's really no way to do it. I think this is a perfect opportunity for the Raspberry Pi.
Huh.
For instance, you have your own home server where you can assign task events, and basically style layouts. And then upstairs, let's say on your fridge, first thing in the morning, it knows it's the morning. And then I woke up to the screen and there's a